Hi all, it is my birthday week today. As a kid, we all might have celebrated our birthday one day out of the year, but when you're an adult, you can celebrate it for a whole week or a whole month if you want. This week I am determined to do some things I enjoy and have been looking forward to. I just want to keep myself lifted this week because my birthday tends to bring me down more often than not. I think it's an internal pressure of, well, it's been a full year and what do I really have to show for it kind of thing. But I don't want to think about that this week. I just want to bake and enjoy myself and go do some favorite things. Now, in order to bake, I need the ingredients, so I'm going to make a shopping list and hopefully I can get most everything I need today. I'm not going to make all the recipes today, but there is one that I would like to make if I have the energy to do it. But it's already early in the afternoon, so I'm not terribly hopeful about that, but we'll see how I feel. Also, those apple oats truly hit the spot this morning. It is approaching apple pie season, and just having a little bit of a hint of that in my breakfast this morning just made me feel so excited for the upcoming autumn season. It is an absolute broiler out there. I think I've been gone 4 hours. I went 4 different places and I still don't have everything I needed, even on that small shopping list. There is one more thing I need, but fortunately I don't need it today. Now I am absolutely famished and incredibly thirsty, so I'm going to make dinner and see how this evening plays out, whether I'm going to start this week's baking extravaganza or not. If you're curious about a grocery haul, this is what going 4 different places got me. I already ate 2 of the figs, and I hope the yogurt is okay. It was sitting in the hot car for a while I had to go other places. Yep. That's the haul. Good morning. I am frantically getting ready for a hike this morning. It's not even early, but I am not an early riser as much as I have tried, and I need to get this breakfast eaten, this tea drank, and everything packed within 20 minutes from now. My biggest hang up right now is I'm not sure if I want to take my professional camera or not. We're going to a waterfall area and it's cloudy today, which makes for perfect photography weather for waterfalls, but it also might rain on us, so I'm not sure. And there's some creek hiking, and of course I don't want to fall in the water with the camera on me. So I haven't decided that yet. I may just take it with me to have the option. But either way, it's going to be a fun hike this morning. I'm here, a few minutes late as usual. They've gone on already, such is my life. But I think I can catch them. I don't know. They're not, there's only one way to go on this trail. So, but if I didn't have my backpack, I'd actually be dressed for trail running, which would be beneficial right now to catch up to them. Took longer than I remember to get here, and I had to wait in traffic a little bit. But it's nice and quiet. The humidity's not so bad right now. This is like the first cool day we've had in weeks. So walking's not so bad right now. So many flowers. Oh my goodness. If I weren't trying to catch them, I'd stop and take some pictures. I think I can hear them that way, so they're not too far ahead. Yeah, I doubt there's going to be much water action at the waterfall this time. The last time I came here, all this was fast-flowing creek. Completely dry. Well, not completely dry, but very dry. I could probably walk the creek, but I don't want to deal with how slippery that is. It's very deceptively slippery through there. So I'm going to stick to the roundabout trail until I get to the end. Found them. Got down. Normally there would be a massive waterfall here.
I never trust any rock.
You don't realize how tired you are until you sit down. The hike was lovely, even though the creek was down to just a few puddles. I was a little bit surprised because it has rained pretty heavily at random times over the past week. But it was all right. It was nice to get out and see everybody again. Haven't seen them for a few months. And I saw some absolutely beautiful butterflies and flowers, and it was just nice. It's always nice to get out and walk in nature. Well, when it isn't 95 degrees, it's nice to get out and walk in nature. The humidity did hit us all in the face, though. We were all covered in sweat by the end of just the short 2-mile hike. I took what pictures I can. I'm glad I didn't choose to take my big camera because that would have been so pointless, just adding that extra weight to me. It's getting dark, which it always seems to do around the time I am ready to do some baking. I was gifted, I guess, the world's largest zucchini, and I'm gonna tackle what I can of that tonight. I've picked out a simple recipe. It will make both a bread and muffins, so I'm gonna do both of those. And I'm making the recipe twice to use up as much of the zucchini as I can. I have cleaned the kitchen, scrubbed my tools, gathered the ingredients, lit the candles, made the kitchen all cozy, and I am ready to bake for the evening. Step 1 is to get 2 cups of grated zucchini out of this. I don't think it's going to be a problem. The recipe calls for 2 cups of whole wheat flour, but because I have a bucket load of bread flour, I'm going to use 1 cup whole wheat and 1 cup bread. Baking powder, 2 teaspoons. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Teaspoon of cinnamon, possibly my favorite spice. A little heavy on the teaspoon there. And 1 teaspoon allspice. It smells so good. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which seems a little low for me. All right, I'm gonna let the machine do the mixing here. It's what it's for. Okay, wet ingredients. For the wet ingredients, I need 1/2 cup of applesauce. Come on, don't be a girl. Well, be a girl, just work out. 1/2 cup of applesauce. And this was a ingredient new to me. This is apple juice concentrate. 1/4 cup of this concentrate. Now liquid gold, 1/4 cup of maple syrup. 1 teaspoon vanilla. A little extra, never hurt. Mix it just enough to combine. Final step is the zucchini. I'm going to just go ahead and add that without turning the blade on. Now that those are in the oven, I am going to refresh the station, refresh my tea, and make that recipe again, this time for bread. Now that I have a few exhausted minutes to spare to update you, I wanted to let you know that the zucchini bread recipe I thought was fantastic. Might be more on the chewy, denser side than what most people like, but I kind of like chewy, dense breads. It makes me feel like they've got a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrition in them. The recipe wasn't too sweet. I was afraid with the apple juice concentrate it might be too sweet, but I really didn't detect it at all. I will say, do not skimp on the allspice. It made all the difference in the world. I could taste it really well. I'll link the recipe, of course, but the website is called Eat Plant-Based and the author is Terry Edwards. I chose it because it uses 2 cups of zucchini and all the recipes I was finding use just 1 cup. And after making it twice, I still have over half that zucchini left. I could probably make this recipe another 4 times. That same recipe author has some chocolate zucchini muffins, and I have all the ingredients for that, so maybe I'll try those tomorrow. Don't know. I'm gonna take the muffins to my mom, though. I think she'll like those. While I'm baking, of course, I get the occasional, not necessarily welcomed, emotional memory. I've only really gotten to bake for someone once, and it was really special. It's something that it's like a love language for me. It's something that I like to do for people. So baking for myself is, while it's nice, it's kind of a bittersweet thing. And sometimes it's just hard to think, I really wish that I was making these for someone or someone was here making them with me. Yeah. Of course, I have my cats, but they don't really like to take part in my baking activities. It's a little bit too chaotic for them. This is Winter. But anyway, what else today? As I said, the hike was a lot of fun. I really am glad that I went. It was just nice to see everyone. I am so looking forward to cooler, less humid weather and more rainfall so the water can get moving again. I think the heat has broken for a while, though. The next week is going to be below 90, so that's progress. Tomorrow I need to run one errand for an essential item for Friday's baking plans. So my goodness, I hope the store has it in stock when they say they have it in stock. So my eyes are getting pretty heavy and I am excited about tomorrow, so why not go ahead and get in that time machine called sleep? And I will see you in the morning. course, there is just one. Two of them. Oh my goodness, what kind of luck is this? I'm probably gonna have this tool forever, so do I want the nice wood one or the silicone one? I think I'm gonna splurge and go with the wood one. If anyone was wondering about my tea maker, here it is. I think mine was $250 when I bought it, but I've had it for at least 12 years now, so it should last. Or if you're just looking to get into loose leaf tea, something like this would be good. Good starting point. It is hard to leave that store without wanting to get absolutely everything in it. But I was strong, I just got what I came for, so that's good. Now I need to make one quick stop at home, and then it is off to see my mom. One of the activities I wanted to do this week was visit my favorite restaurant. Windy Corner is one of the few places where I can order multiple veggie dishes. When you walk in, you're greeted by the most tempting display of cookies and other baked goods. But I reminded myself of the treats to come later this week, so I didn't get anything this time. The store shelves have a selection of local goods. I'm here for the tofu. This place has the best tofu. After gobbling down every speck of my salad, I had some tea and zucchini muffins with Mom. And Mom put me to work changing a few light bulbs before I left. It was a good visit. Friends, good evening. It is Friday evening, and that means it is cake baking time. I have been looking forward to this all week. I have never baked a cake before. Once upon a time, I made cupcakes. I have made many a muffin, made donuts a few times, a pantry full of cookies by now, I'm sure, bread, but never a cake. But I've got my offset spatula now for the icing, and I borrowed these cake pans from my mom. And who knows, if this goes successfully, I may get a set of my own. This morning was a really slow start, just to catch you up. I had a pretty bad headache. I don't know why, because I didn't get too hot yesterday. So sometimes the extreme heat and sweating will cause me to have a headache overnight. But anyway, I just took some medicine for that, and instead of jumping onto breakfast and running out to the gym, I just sat for a while. I just made some tea and edited a few of my hiking photos from yesterday. That was very relaxing. Sage was there to comfort me, which meant that I was basically stuck in one place until she was done with her nap. And that lasted just long enough for the medicine to kick in, so I made breakfast and I went to the gym. I really didn't want to go to the gym. I was feeling so comfortable at home, but what happens to me after I haven't been for a couple of days is I start stressing out that I haven't gone. And so to get rid of that feeling, I have to go, and then I feel so much better. It was leg day though, and I get why the guys kind of hate leg day and embrace upper body day, because leg day is hard and it takes a long time to recover. But a tip that I have is that if you're just dreading working out, make the workout shorter, which is what I did today. I didn't stay quite as long, and when the last workout was finished, I was absolutely finished, and I couldn't have stayed for longer anyway. So I came home, made a fantastic snack with some of that zucchini bread I made. It's so good, and my mom loves the muffins that I gave her too. I will probably make a few more loaves of that until maybe that zucchini is used up. Anyway, I am very excited to make this cake, so let's get to it. Here are my ingredients. Not the bananas, but everything on the cutting board. The star ingredient being the firm silken tofu. I've got plenty of cocoa powder and maple syrup. All the good things. All right, I am going to measure 1 3/4 cup of flour into a sifter. So I'm just going to measure into the cup first. There's my 1 cup. I'm going to do 3/4. There's 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. Now for 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. 2/4. All right, so far so good. Now I need 1½ teaspoons baking powder, baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Bergamot is here at my feet, helping me with all this. Aren't you? 1/2 teaspoons baking powder, teaspoon baking soda. Bergamot has his opinions.
Stink. Stink. Oh.
All right, let's sift this. And suddenly everything smells like chocolate in here. And this is what we've got. Nicely sifted dry ingredients for a cake. So the next step for the wet ingredients is a little bit different. All of the wet ingredients are going into a blender, so they will be very silky smooth. Blender. So first thing is to add this whole box of tofu. Let's add that. Now it's 1 cup. I'm going to do 1 cup of maple syrup. The recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup, but that's like already a lot of sugar, 1 cup. So I think I can maybe skimp on it a little bit. I prefer less sweet chocolate. I like things to be very bittersweet to almost bitter. So I'm just going to go with 1 cup. 3 tablespoons of an oil. 3 tablespoons of that. Truth be told, I was supposed to just do the tofu first and then add all the rest of this, but I think it'll turn out okay. It's just baking after all. 1 cup of plant milk. There we go. Not exactly a milkshake I'd want to drink, but I think it'll be good. That was stirred until just mixed. Now I have to add a 3/4 cup of boiling water, so hold please while I do that. All right, got the boiling water. Here we go. Looks like cake batter to me. This is good to go. Now I just have to prepare the cake pans and we're off to the races. These are 9-inch cake pans, so this is certainly spreading very thin. I hope it's okay. I've got the convection on, so I'm gonna do, so it's at 325. I'm gonna do 325 for 25 minutes, and that's when I'll start checking it. These are gonna cool. And I'm not gonna do the icing tonight. I was very tempted, but I really wanna wait till tomorrow because it's getting pretty late. And I think it'll be fun to do it the day of. Good morning, everyone, and happy birthday to anyone watching this on their birthday. This morning is my birthday. My mom will be here very soon. We're going to go to a very nice tea place. I have water with me right now. I know I'm going to get a big pot of tea there, so I'm saving it for later. So I'm going to take you along there, and I have already gotten some of the ingredients out to make the icing for the cake later today. All right, friends, let's celebrate today. Back home, it's time to make the icing for the cake. And just like the cake, I had to pick a recipe that uses out-of-the-ordinary ingredients. This icing is made with dates and cashew butter. I needed 2 cups of pitted, compacted dates that will need to be soaked for 15 minutes in hot water. I'm using my blender for this part, but if you don't have a high-powered blender, I recommend using a food processor. Add the cashew butter, cocoa powder, plant milk, some salt, vanilla, and get blending. I admit I was surprised at how much like icing the texture of this was. This is a raspberry herbal tea. It smells wonderful. I've been thinking all week about what I can say about my birthday at the end of this. I've reached level 44. That's a nice even number. I know there is plenty to be grateful for, but truth be told, birthdays as well as summers are always difficult for me. Of course, I am grateful to have a home that has not been destroyed by fire or flood or war zone. I have 4 healthy cats that were just running through the house just a moment ago. I got to spend another birthday with my mom, whom I gave firm instruction that she is supposed to stay around until she reaches birthday number 120. And what I am happiest about is that I am in the best health I have ever been in my life right now. In spite of all that, I am still walking around with what feels like a dark cloud over me all the time. The summer and birthday of 2022 was the hardest one I have had to date. The following years have been a little bit of an improvement, but there's still a lot of melancholy during this time of year for me. I was trying to think, has anything notably good really happened for me during the summer? And then I remembered on that birthday of 2022, my mom surprised me with sage. So I have her. But for the past few summers, I have always found myself in some kind of emotional recovery from events that might have happened in the winter or early spring. And during the summer, when I really need all the emotional help I can get, that is when the heat and the biting insects keep me from the hiking trails. Without that kind of outlet, my brain has all the time it wants to ruminate. Lately, my thoughts have fixated way too much on someone I miss with every cell of my body right now, whom I met over 2 years ago and have always wanted to see again, but it is so likely that that won't ever happen. So I would like those thoughts to stop. Thank you very much. And after 3 months of being inside with myself, I really need a break. At least with my birthday towards the end of summer, I will be gleefully waving goodbye to the heat and humidity sooner than later. So here is a cheers to cooler and emotionally lighter days in the near future. Good night, friends.